Hello, hello, hello. This is Rich Kale here on YouTube, Rich Gen X elsewhere, and it is time to return to Lamplight City. Now, if you recall our last little venture, we were busy starting our investigation into the third
That
case.
painting depicts a hand dropping a bunch of blood-soaked silver coins into another hand. Definitely sets the bar for the type of people who come here, I'd say. The bridge to Lyon overlooking the House of Parliament. I suppose that seeing that helps the patrons of this club put on airs.
Interesting.
Nobody's bothered clearing this table yet, it seems.
So we can take the tanker?
Well, if no one's cleaned up, you might as well do them the favor.
Well, obviously that has something to do with our case.
These are all high-end foo-foo liqueurs and cordials. You couldn't pay me to drink that rubbish. These are all...
Yeah, we got the same message. Alright, well, let's talk to this woman here.
Excuse me, miss?
Oh, well, hello there, handsome. I've never seen you around here before. Care to join me for a drink?
Thank you, but I'm on duty.
On duty? What are you, a cop?
Force of habit. I'm a private investigator, actually.
Yeah.
Not much better, if you ask me.
My name's Miles Fordham, and you are?
Charlotte Robineau.
Pleasure. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
I suppose not. It would help pass the time.
Were you here for the Grand Dame's ball the other night?
Of course, we all were. Well, except for Laura. Terrible business.
You mean Laura Dupre?
The very same. Have you met?
Ah, yes.
I have. In fact, I investigated her attempted murder.
Is that right? I heard she ended up in jail for torturing her servants.
Yes, it was quite disturbing.
I didn't think Laura was capable of such a thing. She always seemed so kind. I guess we all have our dark secrets.
Very
Does that
true.
apply to you as well, Miss Robineau?
If I told you, then it would no longer be a secret, would it?
Fair point. Do you know Desiree Lathan?
I knew her, yes.
When did you last speak to her?
Oh, it's been ages. She and I haven't had much to do with each other for a while.
Why is that?
It's really not important. We just didn't see eye to eye on a few things.
Was she at the Grand Dame's ball?
Yes, she was. Drinking up a storm, as usual. Desi really knew how to enjoy herself.
How much did she drink?
Oh, I don't know. She used to outmatch me, and I can handle quite a bit.
What can you tell me about Desiree's death?
Just what I've read in the papers. She burned to death. It's horrible. She certainly didn't deserve to die in such a gruesome way.
Did she have any enemies? Anyone who might have wanted to do her harm?
No. Everyone loved her.
Except you?
Mr. Fordham, I said we haven't had much to do with each other. That doesn't mean I didn't care for her. Now please, let's drop the subject.
Well, that is actually true. Some people don't have to see eye to eye on everything, but that doesn't mean they mean to hurt each other.
Tell me a little about yourself.
Why, Mr. Fordham, I hardly know you. That said, I'm always open to making new friends.
Ooh, watch out, Miles. I think she's getting ready to pounce.
I must compliment you on your lovely hairstyle.
Oh, how sweet of you to say. Though it is getting a bit ragged. I'm having it done this afternoon, in fact. My girl Adelaide is a treasure.
You don't say. Well, she must be talented to improve on near perfection.
Oh, such a flattering tongue, Mr. Fordham.
Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to your drink.
Thanks, sweetheart.
Well, I hope I didn't dig my own grave there. Alright, so that's the supper club. Let's go to the police station.
I didn't imagine we'd be coming back here in this lifetime.
Fordham? Have you solved the case already?
Uh-oh.
Don't I wish? I haven't even gotten started.
Well, I'm here if you need anything. Just be sure not to let Snelling see you.
Is he back yet?
He arrived a few minutes ago. I expect he'll be sequestered in his office today, so you shouldn't have to worry too much.
Good to know.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone reading those books. I'm half convinced they're purely decorative.
Yeah.
Sure was nice when that sign didn't apply to us.
Yeah.
The old Jack and Stars.
Union Jack stars. Okay.
Prime Minister Atwood, watching over the department with his signature scowl.
Yeah.
Got a moment, Upton?
Yes,
Yep.
but let's make this quick.
All right. Let's see.
Back to work, I see.
Yes, well, the coffee shop holiday had to end eventually. I'm gonna have to find someplace else to meet you. The higher-ups are getting suspicious.
To be honest, it was a bit wretched there. I won't miss it.
Well then, Mr. Big Bug, you can have the honor of choosing the next place. Under a bridge somewhere, perhaps.
Have you been able to find any leads on Bill's death?
Have you?
Not yet, no.
I don't want to get your hopes up, but I may have something.
Oh.
Oh?
The man you're looking for, he was burgling a flower shop, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I couldn't help but notice that in the last 2 cases you've had, plants have been used to drug people. It may just be a coincidence, but I also think it's something worth looking out for. If it becomes a pattern, there's a good chance it might be related.
But 2 different people did the drugging.
True, but in both cases, they learned from someone else.
Very fair point.
It's a stretch, but it's better than nothing. I'll take it into consideration. I'm having some trouble with Officer Parsons.
You and everyone else who's ever met him. What's the problem?
He's keeping me away from the Latham crime scene.
Of course. He's one of the most loyal to Snelling.
Yeah.
Any suggestions for how I might get him away so I can look around?
I might have an idea. There are several reported crimes that haven't been assigned yet, and Parsons is itching to prove his investigative chops. He'd probably abandon his post for a good enough lead and a chance to impress Snelling.
Upton, oh good, you impress me.
Department politics are something of a specialty of mine.
Okay. See, anything else?
Any updates on the Harris baby?
He's back home and doing well thanks to you.
Well, that's good.
I'm glad to hear it.
You did an impressive job. I admit I was a bit concerned about how you'd fare after months of taking it easy. But I suppose detective work is like riding a bicycle.
It's a guaranteed way to end up with a broken arm.
I see the Gazette has caught wind of this supposed mass murderer.
Yes, Snelling has been positively fuming about it. Between that and the Latham case being publicized on the same day, it's been a nightmare for the department.
Any idea how they got the information?
I don't think anyone in the department has spoken to the press. Maybe they just have some very good reporters.
So, is it serious? Should we be concerned?
3 murders is nothing to sneeze at, but all the victims have been men in Chumley. If that changes, then this might start getting urgent.
That's just the way it is. You can bet they'd have already caught the bastard if the first body had turned up in Leon.
About getting Parsons away from the crime scene?
All right, these are the, as of yet, unassigned crimes. The body of a young man was found in the Hodgman River by the Gascon docks this morning. A woman in Chumley reported hearing a single gunshot in her neighbor's apartment last night. There was a deadly explosion at a factory in Worcester that may be linked to sabotage. And that's it for right now. Any of those strike your fancy?
Give me the details about the factory explosion.
The owner of the Hawkins Steelworks reported an explosion at his factory that killed 2 of his workers. He says he's been getting several threatening letters about his current project.
And so he suspects someone has sabotaged the operation?
Yes, likely the Redites. Do you think Parsons will be interested?
No, on second thought, let's leave this for right now.
All right. Let me know if you change your mind.
How about getting Parsons to
Okay.
the crime scene?
All right, these are the as of yet unassigned crimes.
Yeah, let's get
The
away
body
with
of a
it.
young man was found in the Hodgman River by the Gascon docks this morning. A woman in Chumley reported hearing a single gunshot in her neighbor's apartment last night. The explosion at a factory in the sabotage. And that's it for right now. Any of those strike your fancy?
The details of the factory explosion do strike my fancy. Let's find out.
More body found on docks.
An unidentified man in his 20s was found in the river near the docks. The dock worker who reported said that the body was bloated and decomposing. Must have been in the river for several days. Doctors performed a postmortem and determined the cause of death to be a blow to the head.
I see. Certainly leaves a lot of questions.
You think Parsons will be interested?
No, actually, let's try another one.
All right. Which one?
Let's see.
Let's hear about the gunshot.
Williamson reported hearing a sound she described as a single gunshot coming from her room's apartment last night. She said that she had been arguing for the past several weeks, and there had been domestic violence involved. When she knocked on the door, she got no answer, but she said she noticed a distinct smell of flowers.
Intriguing.
Parsons will be interested?
Sounds good. Let's go with that one.
All right. I'll send up a report as soon as we're done talking.
Yeah, I think that's gonna work if
That's
we
it
can
for
bring
now.
the mass
Better
murderer.
get back to it then.
So let's see if that worked.
Looks like Parsons took the bait. Now maybe we can finally up around crime scene.
Yeah. Let's first talk with him.
Pardon, sir.
Yes, what is it, sir?
Now let's talk.
Is there anything you can tell me about Desiree Lathan?
I couldn't really say.
Come now, I'm trying to help this investigation. Any small detail would be useful.
Well, I haven't really looked over the crime scene too much. It's rather gruesome, you see.
Is the body still here?
Yes, what's left of it at any rate. Lathan was only identified by the tattoo on her foot.
I see. Has there been much progress here?
Snelling and Parsons examined the scene, that's all I know.
You think I might have a look, now that the initial investigation's been conducted?
I'm afraid that's out of the question, sir. I have my orders.
Officer Kane, I'm trying to aid this investigation. There may have been something overlooked by the others.
If Parsons were to catch you, my career would be over.
Trust me, he won't be back for some time. I swear on my honor as a former member of the New Britannia Police.
All right, I suppose you can go in for a moment, but please be quick about it.
Thank you, Officer Kane. I promise this will stay between us.
I just love rookie officers. They're so gullible. I once got one to shine my shoes for a week after convincing him it was department policy. Good times.
Oh boy.
Thanks for your time, officer.
Not a problem.
Let's see this.
That's certainly a pungent
Oh, my.
aroma. I can see why the officer stuck to the living room.
Surprisingly modest quarters for a grande dame. You'd never guess she could buy out the likes of you and me 1,000 times over.
Probably why she could do it.
That's a nice portrait of Miss Lathan. Too bad it was damaged by the fire. The area where the artist's signature should be has been singed and is unreadable. Too bad.
But the date is still legible. It's from this year.
Oh.
That's a nice portrait.
But the date...
So there's a portrait
Looks like
this
this
year.
one barely managed to survive. Pity. It looked like a nice work of art.
So she had a recent burned remains.
Ashes to ashes and all that. I'm glad I was buried. Cremation always seemed a bit too hot to handle.
Now's not the time for jokes, Bill.
No.
Are you serious? Death is the best time for jokes. Otherwise, it's all just a bunch of boo-hoo-hoo this and wah-wah-wah that.
Yeah.
And trust me, there's plenty of that in life. Hell, you'd know better than anyone.
All right. Just shut it for a bit while I look over the crime scene, would you? I need to concentrate.
The
I don't think
hand.
Desiree will be able to give us a hand with this investigation.
Bill?
What? I thought it was funny. I don't think...
Bill?
What? Alas, poor Desiree, a woman of infinite riches, of tastes most fancy. Well, where's all your money now? Come to think of it, that question might be worth answering. Ugh, greasy, fetid, stinking ashes. Who knew the human body was capable of producing such a disgusting byproduct?
I'm surprised the coroner hasn't taken the body away yet.
Probably because there isn't much of a body left to take. Either that or Dr. Edwards knows better than to deal with something like this.
It's extremely unlike him. He'd jump at the chance to examine this body. Perhaps we should allow him the pleasure.
I hope you're not suggesting what I think you're suggesting.
Yeah?
There's a tattoo on her ankle. It says, "Dancing through life." Hate to break it to her, but that dance is over. This one's clean. Well, aside from the fact that the rest of the leg is burned off.
Yeah. Well. Okay, we've looked at the ashes. We looked at everything here. Alright. What's this?
Odd. Another pile of ashes under the bed. Looks as though whatever she kept underneath got burned too. Or it could be that whatever was under the bed is what caught fire in the first place. Although, there's no evidence of what started it. All that's left is a small piece of cloth. Might as well take it.
Yes.
The cloth appears to have some oily residue on it. Interesting.
Just a pile of that.
Yep. Let's check the link.
There's a letter in here.
Yeah. Dear Miss Layton, this letter is to inform you that we
This
have
just keeps getting more and more
received
interesting.
your
The law
request to
firm of
make
Usher and
changes
Price
to your
isn't too far from
beneficiary.
here. I think it's definitely worth paying him a little visit.
As indicated in your last will and testament, please come to the law offices of Usher and Price at 72 Cadman Street, Worcester, so that we may review the documents and make the necessary edits. Yours, Jonas Usher. Interesting.
Nothing else.
Let's take a look at the waste bin.
Some crumpled up letters. They look to be of the romantic variety.
Interesting.
They're from the same person. One Peter Andrews.
It's always sad to see a case of unrequited love. I'm thinking we should find out who this Peter Andrews is.
Yeah.
Good idea. Now, are you finally willing to admit that looking through rubbish does yield results sometimes?
Fine, you win. But I don't think I envy your prize.
Okay. Oh, dearest Desiree, my heart, though I am sadly unable to offer you my hand. Oh, what circumstances were different. Why must life and love both be so cruel? I must continue to love and admire you from afar. I can only hope these feelings are mutual. My dearest Desiree, once again I must declare my love for you. Months apart, too. Though you have not yet responded to any of my letters, I maintain hope that you care for me as I do for you. I remain ever faithful. Call upon me, and I will rush to your side. We will embrace as Mr. and Mrs. Andrews at long last. Interesting. Let me see this typewriter.
It looks as though Miss Lathan was in the middle of writing something.
It's an article for Brentwell magazine.
Igniting the Fires Within by Desiree
Igniting the
Layton.
Fires Within. A bit on the nose, wouldn't you say? Classic Brentwell. They have a reputation for making their writers go to extremes for their articles, all for the sake of entertainment.
Perhaps we should pay their offices a visit, see exactly what it was Miss Latham was doing for them.
Yes. All right.
As much as I like this painting, this isn't the time for art appreciation.
Okay. Wait.
Was there someone else in the room just now? I thought I heard you talking.
Oh, no. It's just sometimes I think aloud when investigating crime scenes.
I see.
Good save. We don't need any more police officers thinking you're insane.
Begging your pardon, officer.
Yes, what is it, sir?
Do you enjoy working with Officer Parsons?
If I'm being honest, he can be a bit much sometimes.
Trust me, you're not the only one who feels that way.
Yep.
I didn't have much interaction with him when I was a detective, but the few times I did weren't very pleasant.
I could tell he doesn't seem to care much for you. Although I don't think he cares much for anyone except the chief, and that's only because he's the one who gives out the promotions.
What was Chief Snowden doing here?
Yeah.
He was inspecting the crime scene.
Yes, but why was he involved? Is there something special about it that would require the chief of police to look into it?
Someone thought it might be related to the big case we're not supposed to talk about.
You mean the mass murderer?
Yes, sir. I can see why the chief is upset that news got out.
Yeah.
Is it related?
No, I believe so. But the news reports are beginning the public on edge.
Of course. The less information there is, the easier it is for rumors are spreading.
Exactly. Chief Snelling has a lot of fires to put out.
If that's the case, too bad he didn't get his Lamplight out.
Thanks for your time, officer.
Not a problem.
Alright, now we have, anything back here?
Just.
Alright. Now, what was that letter, or do we check it out? Okay. Now we have a lot more that we could work with. So let's see what we have. Okay. Usher and Price. Brentwell. Alright, let's go to the law office.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the law offices of Usher and Price. May I help you?
Well, that's, quite straightforward.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Miles Fordham. I'm a private investigator, and I'm looking for Jonas Usher.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but Mr. Usher is not seeing anyone today. If it's a matter of urgent legal importance, you could see Mr. Price.
Okay. That's interesting.
The plaque says it's a portrait on Usher. Looks like a real go-getter.
Nothing there. Pneumatic tube.
Seems like they've got some kind of modern message delivery service in here. Of all the things to spend your money on.
Well, the pneumatic tube system does have its benefits.
That pipe really clashes with the rest of the decor in here.
I could try knocking on the door.
Begging your pardon, sir.
Yes?
Sir, it is of the utmost importance that I speak with Mr. Usher.
And as I said, he isn't taking visitors today.
Yeah?
But it's in regards to his client, Desiree Lathan. Or should I say, former client.
Miss Lathan found another attorney?
No, I'm sorry to be the one to have to inform you, but she's dead.
Dead? I had no idea.
No? It was in today's newspaper.
I haven't read it yet. Mr. Usher forbids it in the office.
But
Interesting.
surely he's read it. Just because he forbids you reading the paper in the office.
No, I mean he forbids the presence of newspapers in the office. He fears they bring in outside germs.
I see.
In any case, if what you say is true, I'll need some sort of proof.
I suppose just bringing in a copy of the newspaper is out of the question, then. We'll have to find another way.
Alright.
Perhaps Mr. Usher will see me when he sees this.
Oh, what's that?
A letter from Mr. Usher to his client, Desiree Lathan.
What? That's private correspondence. How did you get that?
It was evidence I found at a crime scene.
And how is it relevant?
The crime scene in question was Miss Lathan's own bedroom, where she was found burned to death.
That's quite a claim, Mr. Fordham. I can assure you that Mr. Usher deals primarily with facts. Right now, the only fact this letter proves to me is that you somehow rummaged through Miss Lathan's possessions and acquired it.
He does have a point. We'll need something a bit more persuasive.
I actually don't have anything to show.
Right. Please stop wasting my time then. I'm very busy.
I appreciate your time.
Enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
Okay. We're gonna have to get more proof. Let's head over to the magazine. Interesting.
Hello there. Are you here to drop off an article?
No, actually, I'm a private investigator. The name's Miles Fordham.
How exciting. You must have so many interesting stories.
You could say that, yes.
Please, come in, come in. I'm Alan Brentwell, owner and publisher of Brentwell Magazine.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Alright, well, judging by the time, we're not gonna I'm not going to ask him any
Confessions
questions
of a
yet.
Steam Addict by Ezra Bartley. I think I'm better off not knowing. For Whom the Bell Almost Tolled by Suki Snobs. Fascinating stuff. For the publisher of a sensationalist rag, Brentwell is awfully well read. Assuming he actually has read all those books, of course.
Well,
Empty. Too bad. I can only begin to imagine how many lurid and salacious articles are kept in those cabinets.
yeah.
I can only be...
Alright. Alright, we're going to have to talk with him. And I think that's going to have to wait until...
Useful for getting to those hard-to-reach places. In my case, that's everywhere.
Alright. Well, we're going to walk over here, and we're going to call it an episode here. As always, this is Rich Kale here on YouTube, Rich Gen X elsewhere, inviting you to subscribe to the channel and check out some of the other playthroughs I've been doing. If you have watched to the end, I thank you, of course. And I am working my way through other games now. I've worked my way through other point-and-click adventures, such as I Have No Mouth and I'm Scream, The Dark Side Detective, Kathy Rain, A Detective is Born. I'm also working through other games, series. I'm working through the Tomb Raider franchise up until the end of Chronicles. Right now I'm on Tomb Raider Last Revelation. I am working my way through the Sherlock Holmes series, currently working on Sherlock Holmes, Secret of the Silver Earring. So Sherlock Holmes I'm doing in chronological order. I am working my way through Alien vs. Predator, currently on the Alien campaign. I am working my way through the Henry Stickmin collection, right now working on completing the mission. The final part of it. I'm trying to make sure I have all the achievements. I'm working my way through The Witness. I had a brain fart there, pardon. A very calm, relaxing game. I'm working my way through the Zork series in a chronological order. I'm currently on the first game of that in its chronology, which is Zork Zero. And I'm working my way through The Abyss, a Cthulhu adventure with a snarky cat. That's the part I like. As always, I thank you for watching to the end. And please subscribe. Again, Rich Gale here on YouTube, Rich Gen X elsewhere. Goodbye.